Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Bloom, Group Publisher of Roofing Contractor, and welcome to our Best of Success podcast show. It's always an honor to have with me Trent Cotney, partner of Adams and Reese. Trent, thanks so much for joining me.
Jill, it's good to see you again.
So, Trent, I think we need to pivot. We talk so much about legal stuff, but there's really some interesting things going on that you have experienced recently, I guess, a few times. And I so want you to talk about it. And it comes down to the American College of Building Arts. Tell everybody, what was your experience and what is it? Like, what's going on?
Absolutely. So I had the pleasure, I've been involved with the National Slate Association for a few years now. Fantastic group. They just had their, meetings in Charleston. And, Rick D'Amato was there, got a chance to see him and, listen to a lot of really fantastic presentations. But one of the great things about this group is they do field trips, right? So we got to go to the American College of Building Arts, which is there in Charleston. And this school was absolutely incredible. It was a 4-year school and it focused a lot on historical restoration. So there's a woodworking class. We had the opportunity to go in and see the sculptors that were, working on, various parts of columns or other things. And, they've got metalwork and everything. But here's the interesting thing is they work on a piece, sort of I think they call it their cornerstone piece, where at the end of the year, that's sort of their PhD, right? They've got to produce that. And then throughout this whole school, there's chandeliers that was somebody's piece, and there's like a suit of armor, and there's, plaster work and gilding, and just incredible. I had a chance to talk to some of the kids that were there. These are 18, 19-year-old kids that are learning this incredible craftsmanship, right? And will get snatched up like that. If not here in the States, then, over in Europe somewhere. So
yeah,
I was, you and I were talking about it before we got on. It's like, I'm ready to leave this law thing and sign up because
I know I'm with you. We're going to quit our jobs. We're going to go back to school.
Cool. Yeah. So cool. And, what's great is you get a 4-year degree. So it's not a vo-tech school. You have the capability of going there, studying classic architecture and everything else. And it's right in the heart of Charleston. I could not believe, I imagine there's maybe other schools like this, but I had never seen anything like this that had this focused a curriculum with, the master craftsmen as professors and just really cool stuff.
So how big is the school, and what were the professors like? Did you sit into one of the classes? Is that kind of?
Yeah. We had, we had on our second day, it was a 2-day event. On the second day, we had all of our lectures from one of their lecture halls, and we had the opportunity to, go and do a tour of the facility and talk to, some of the professors. And, these guys and gals they were cream of the crop, right? They had done this for years and are able to take some of these kids have come in not knowing much of anything, just having a desire to do it, teaching them from the basics to all the way to their 4th year where they're, creating a statue or creating a chandelier or other, metalwork or woodwork, whatever it might be. And it's a relatively small school, right? But the people that are there are engaged. It's not like when you go to some colleges and, everybody's all partying or sleeping in class. You could see the excitement on these kids' faces. And, it was inspiring to me from a roofing standpoint, being there with the Slate Association. We were talking, I was like, we got to get slate and copper into the school. The craftsmanship element of roofing would be perfect for this type of school. And it's neat to see that, especially neat to see younger kids taking a liking to this hands-on type of work.
Yeah. I mean,
really
you got
cool.
Those creative brains out there. You got to figure out how to tap into that energy. So how many different trades were there? I mean, so you were there with the Slate Association, but was this also different? What's the crossover with different trades?
Yeah. So
when it comes to construction, I guess it's the American College of Building Arts. So there's a lot there too besides.
Yeah. I took some of the brochures and I was actually so hyped. That was the first thing I pulled out of my luggage when I was talking to my wife and son. I was like, this place is just freaking amazing. Right. Here's what I'm aware of, and I'm sure I'm missing stuff. I know they have sculpture, plaster, gilding, anything related to that, and stonework, right? That's one section.
Yeah.
Woodworking and advanced woodcraft, anything that involves, wood and art. And then metal fabrication and blacksmithing. I saw that. And then they have, general classes on like classic architecture. There's obviously, they're leaning towards historical restoration and classical type work. And the idea behind that, and Charleston's the perfect location because you walk around Charleston, all the buildings are old and they all have, really ornate, all kinds of stuff on their houses. We also toured while we were there as part of the Slate Association, several of the really old homes that had been there that have slate roofs. So nice. Walking through these things, it was just really incredible. And, I encourage everybody, if you're, even if you're not a Slater, join this association because I just enjoyed the history aspect of it. I mean, I don't get to do stuff like this, right? So being able to interact with these kids and see the, Slate and history goes hand in hand, right?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
And just really cool, really, really eye-opening. It made me feel even prouder to be part of this industry. So
I love it. Well, Trent, thanks so much for that insight. Everybody needs to go check out the American College of Building Arts because you're going to see me and Trent there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're out of here. We're going to go do something creative. Well, Trent, if anybody has any questions for you, how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. Email trent.cotney@arlaw.com or social @TrentCotney.
Sounds great. If anybody have any questions for us, it's roofingcontractor.com or wconline.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our content. It's free. Register for our e-newsletters, follow us on our social media channels. And of course, as always, stay safe and healthy. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, Trent.
Thank you.